Hey, good morning, everyone. It is actually morning when I'm recording this. Breaking down Class 6A again, a little bit different of a format this year. I hope you enjoy it. Doing a little bit more in depth with video and talking about some different things and giving you a little more time to digest all this stuff. I know in the past I kind of just throw one major thing at you and you're done and you move on. And I just think this is maybe a better way to get you guys information sooner and maybe you guys to digest it a little bit sooner. And I think it'll work. We'll see. But my impressions from 6A, I mean, again, it's 1 through 16, so that's obviously the big rub between 5A, 6A, and 7A and 8A, which 7A, 8A, of course, as you guys know, is 1 through 32. Um, I mean, I don't necessarily think there's too much injustice as far as from a pairing standpoint. I think you just come to accept, the whole geography portion of this. I think, if you're 6A fans, quote unquote, the success factor bracket, if you want, you have to talk about Montini and Sacred Heart, two top teams here. I don't think there's any doubt. And they are separated, obviously by geography, but in the brackets as well. So, I mean, obviously setting the bar very low here, but, fortunately they're not in the same side of the bracket. We can't say that in 5A. We'll get into that in 5A. But, for now, I think taking a look at it, I think Montini's got to be one of the favorites to get to the quarterfinal, and then also Prairie Ridge. I mean, I think Prairie Ridge has a really nice path here. Lake Forest is always a team that I think is a sleeper, just from the fact that they're in the North Suburban Lake. They're playing 7A, 8A schools. They drop down to 6. I think they're always dangerous, so they could be a nice sleeper there. But really, outside of that, I think Prairie Ridge has a nice path to a quarterfinal. Looking at the south portion of the bracket, Lincoln Way North. What a story! I'm sure all of you are aware of it, but Lincoln Way North will close the doors at the end of the school year. They're undefeated, so they're going to be a big story. People are going to follow them very closely, but nothing easy. Second round, they could run into potentially Richards, and Richards has kind of been a nemesis for Lincoln Way North in its short history. So, and again, I'm not sold on Richards there. Morgan Park might give Richards a game, so the winner of that could be a very tough second round matchup. Thornton and Hinsdale South. I said it on Pairings Night. This might be one of the best overall games in round one. Just a great game in Harvey on Friday night. And again, that's definitely one to watch. And then you go to the lower part of the South bracket, and you've got Sacred Heart Griffin. Peoria Notre Dame is interesting, but again, that could be an interesting round one against Normal West. Lamont, for some reason, seems to be a team a lot of people aren't talking about, and I think they should. Lamont, again, that's an interesting matchup with Glenwood. I would take Lamont, but again, you just really don't know how good some of these teams are. Until they match up in the first round, you get a better idea in each conference. And then Crete Moni's, I think, a sleeper too. I think the winner potentially could be of those two games could be Lamont, Crete Moni. Could be a great South suburban second round matchup there. So that could be an interesting ball game. But I think Lamont is a team to watch there. Again, a 3 seed that no one seems to be talking about. I don't know why all Lamont does is get into the playoff and win a lot of games. So, but again, you got to point towards Sacred Heart, and like everyone else, I've got Sacred Heart and Montini getting to the final this time around. Pick a Montini. I don't know. Why not? We'll get more into that later down the road. See you, everybody.